A big-time win on national television was key for Hawaii's undefeated season, but it was also important to impress the BCS poll. The Warriors' 28-26 win over Nevada was just enough for Hawaii to get some love from the computers. Hawaii rose one spot in the latest BCS rankings to 15th in the country. They need to finish in the top 12 to get an automatic invite to a BCS bowl. So here's how the Warriors fared in the other polls. In the AP, Hawaii fell one spot to 14. And in the USA Today coaches poll, the Warriors also dropped one spot to 13. The rest of the BCS looks like this. Oklahoma drops to 10. Oregon also drops from 2 to 9. Virginia Tech is 8th. Georgia 7th. Arizona is 6th. As far as the top 5 go, Ohio State, Missouri at 4th. West Virginia is 3rd. Kansas 2nd. And LSU is 1st. And don't forget, tonight at 10:30, we'll have the coaches show. Tyler Grunke will talk with Steve Uehara about the Warriors' big win over Nevada. And Liz Chun will have a sit-down with JJ about Hawaii's next opponent, Boise State. Here's a preview.
Crowd will make a big difference in this game, too. I mean, you saw it the last couple home games we've had where they had penalties and different things at key times. I'm hoping that Boise has the same trouble and they have some procedure penalties because of noise and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's going to be an exciting game.
UH football is the talk of the town, and all this hype is paying off tenfold. Tammy Mori shows us what all this national attention is doing for the university. Tammy.
Marissa, this is easily shaping up to be the greatest football season in the university's history, and the big showdown this Friday has university officials and fans to their feet.
Hawaii team always win, that's why everybody likes it.
And fans can't get enough of that green and white.
Well, we had maybe a full rack where it filled up maybe this whole area with the chairs. And we had the Colt Brennan jerseys that only lasted maybe a week and a half. Retailers like the Sports Authority say the shipments of UH gear aren't coming fast enough. Last year we had leftover stuff, we had to mark it down, and now everybody's so into Hawaii, they're just selling.
You know, now you can start to see those kinds of things in the national stores, not just in the local stores, but in the national stores. That's when you know that you've arrived in terms of being able to reap some benefit from the apparel that you sell.
And UH is not just seeing an increase in UH apparel, but a heightened interest for their entire athletic department.
Not only for the football program, the interest there from a recruiting standpoint and from a public interest standpoint, but really the recruiting efforts of all of our sports.
You know, we've gotten calls from kids that normally wouldn't be calling with some interest in our program.
UH believes this sense of school spirit and renewed energy resonates not only in the stands, but throughout the campus.
We think this is our moment in the sun. It's just a magical moment for everybody involved, and we see this as something that is going to benefit the entire state and filter down to every aspect of Hawaii.
Go Warriors. Yeah, go Warriors.
Awesome. Now the biggest game in school history kicks off this Friday. The Warriors will face Boise State for the WAC championship. The game is being aired live on national television, and it's a sellout. John Veneri, the expert, will bring you more later in sports. Tammy Mori, KHON 2 News.
Hawaii's strength of schedule coming back to haunt them. It is ranked last out of 119 Division 1A schools, and even though Hawaii is 10-0, beating Nevada in Reno for the first time in school history this past weekend, winning the last 20 out of 21 games and owning the longest win streak in the nation at 11 games, the Associated Press and college coaches continue to let Hawaii fall in the national polls. In the Associated Press, Hawaii dropped from 13th to 14th. Boise State stayed the same at 17. Unbeaten Kansas moved up from 4th to 2nd. And over in the coaches poll, Hawaii dropped from 12th to 13th. Boise State fell 2 spots despite destroying Idaho this past weekend. They're 17 there as well. But Hawaii did get some love in the BCS standings, moving up 1 spot from 16th to 15th. Need to get into the top 12 for a BCS Bowl bid. This Friday could help Hawaii jump back up a few spots. Warriors will face the Broncos in the WAC championship game. Both teams unbeaten at 7-0 in the WAC. And since Boise joined the conference in 2001, just a quick stat, Hawaii has not been able to figure out how to get a W. Kickoff on Friday is set for 4 o'clock. Game being aired live on ES.
Dreams of an undefeated season are still alive for the Warrior football team. It took a field goal with 11 seconds left against Nevada to keep up their winning streak, and will take even more heroics to accomplish the team's other goal, a BCS Bowl berth. KHNL News 8's Stephen Florino is live with the latest standings.
The Warriors need to finish in the top 12 of the Bowl Championship Series standings to guarantee a spot in one of those lucrative BCS Bowls. Right now, Hawaii still on the outside looking in, 15th in the latest standings, up a spot though from last week. Top 3 goes LSU, Kansas, and West Virginia. Jayhawks and Warriors, the only undefeated teams in the country. Warriors say that should say it all.
If they want to say, oh, you know, who have you beaten and how much have you beaten them by, it doesn't 10-0. I mean, that says enough right there. It doesn't make a difference.
It matters where we are at the end of the season and where we can get our bowl game placed, hopefully at BCS if we keep winning.
Whatever you guys want to go ahead and say about, our team or what like that, we've just learned to forget about it. We just learned to just brush it off and just move on. It's just, we're going to beat who we beat, and if that's not good enough for other people, then oh well.
Hawaii dropped a spot in the other 2 major polls. Warriors now 14th in the AP and 13th in the coaches poll. Up next for Hawaii, of course, that Boise State game. We will hear from the Warriors about that big matchup a little later in the newscast. Reporting live, Stephen Florino, KHNL News 8. It'll be a historic matchup. 14th ranked Hawaii, 17th ranked Boise State. The first time 2 WAC teams playing each other, ranked that high in 13 years. The conference championship at stake, but also much more. Warriors 15th in the Bowl Championship Series standings. If they win out, should be in line to break up the BCS party. The Broncos also have a shot. They're 19th, 10-1 on the season, and if they win, they would probably leapfrog Hawaii and maybe finish in the top 12, guaranteeing a BCS Bowl berth. So everyone knows this game is huge.
It's the last step in a long journey for the WAC, and we just need to go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, it's amazing, and just to be a part of it, even if I don't play next week, it's not a big deal. Just to be a part of something special, and we have a legit chance to go 12-0, and we're just worried about the 11th one right now, Boise State. It doesn't matter who's in front of us. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to get it done.
Hawaii quarterback Colt Brennan, who only played 2 snaps against the Wolfpack, still recovering from a concussion, is expected to play against the Broncos. So Warriors-Broncos Friday at Aloha Stadium. Kickoff set for 4 p.m. The game is sold out, but it is being broadcast live on ESPN2.
We can't control. We can't demand respect from anybody. If they don't want to give it to us, we can't do anything about it.
Despite improving to 10-0 for the first time since 1925 with a 28-26 victory over Nevada Friday night, Warrior football team got dissed today by the human vote, dropping a spot in both the AP and coaches polls. How's it going, everybody? Warriors have won a school record 14 straight conference games, 20 of their last 21 overall. And along with new BCS number 2, the only other remaining unbeaten Kansas, UH shares the nation's longest win streak at 11 games. Computers moved Hawaii up 1 spot today in the latest Bowl Championship Series standings to 15th, breathing down the necks of Boston College, Texas, defending national champion Florida, and the Trojans of USC.
It's what it is. We're going to be playing a top 20 team next week, and when we beat them, it'll be one of those things where, okay, now we be a BCS team. So what else?
Speaking of Hawaii's next opponent, 5-time defending conference champion Boise State, they dropped a spot following a 58-14 victory over Idaho yesterday, coming in at 19th in the BCS. So the stage is now set. BCS number 19 versus number 15. Friday night in Halava, winner takes all for the WAC championship. And the Warriors say after Friday's thrilling victory over Nevada, the team has never been closer.
I really do think it's the bond that we've established as brothers and the love we have for each other and how we don't just, fall on each other asking to carry. We actually lean on each other, and we all pull our own weight. And it's definitely something that's improved from my freshman year.
And the dream is still alive for Hawaii.
What did you guys tell each other at that moment?
Oh, just I love you, man. Like, we can't believe we pulled it off, and he knew I could do it. And I thanked him for helping me out going through it. And, he just really kept me calm. He really kept me confident. And Devon too. Devon was saying poised, be poised, be poised the whole game. Just poised. That was the key word, man. We stayed poised, we believed.
Warriors are 0-6 against Boise State since the Broncos joined the WAC in 2001. UH has 2 conference titles in school history, but has never won the crown outright. Kickoff just 5 days from now, 4:05 in Halava. Now, as for the top of the BCS, LSU remained at number 1, Kansas in at number 2. 3 through 5 goes Mountaineers, Tigers, and Buckeyes. For a complete look at the entire